everyone, it's Lucy here from IGN. I am here with Mr. Luke Riley. How you doing?
Good.
Excellent. So we've just come back from PAX Australia, and there we checked out the Oculus Rift, which is something that we've been looking forward to seeing for a while now. Yeah. We saw a 1080p prototype, which is different to a lot of the ones that are in developers' hands right now.
Apparently, yes.
Higher resolution.
Yes.
And it was really cool. We saw a couple of demos. One was basically a kind of landscape walking around demo in Unreal Engine 4. Lava and snow. Environmental.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah. And the second one, we'll go into a little bit more detail later.
Yeah. The second one was cool.
The second one was cool. The first one was cool. I mean, first impressions for me, basically, was that I had not anticipated it being so immersive. I kind of expected that I would see the edges of the screen and sort of like be way more aware of the headset than I actually was. So basically this tech demo puts you on this big snowy landscape. There's snow falling from the sky and you're just wandering around, and you can look in any direction, and it just kind of looks like a limitless landscape, really.
I kind of expected Virtual Boy 2.
No way.
And what I got was so far from that. It's not even funny. Like, it was such a new experience for me, and I think after such a long generation, particularly this one, just wearing it was just fascinating. Just like to look around 360 degrees, like just turn around behind you. They say look behind you, so you turn around and you're like, shit, there's this whole world exists all around me.
And you look like a freaking moron, because I watched all these guys do it before me, and everyone was just like, mouth kind of open, and
pointing.
And I looked like a moron too. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. That's another thing, is that it's so kind of immersive that you expect, when you reach out, you expect to see your hand, and you expect to see not the hand of an avatar, but your hand, wearing this watch. Mm. And it's kind of weird it's a weird sensation not actually seeing your hand and your arm reach out, which I think is testament to the success of the thing, really. And
I was just really impressed.
Yeah. And then after the snow-capped mountain, we were transported to this lava landscape. And there was this massive, like, you went through these doors, and then there was this massive volcano behind you. And essentially, the dev asked us, now were we asked to step off a cliff? Was that right?
We had to turn around and then just press forwards, and then we just sort of flew up the side of this enormous volcano. Yeah.
So we were holding an Xbox 360 controller.
Yeah. And the scale there is just incredible.
Yeah.
Because it's just everywhere. It's your whole field of vision is just consumed by this huge volcano, and it's everywhere you look. And there's pretty much no lag. Like, I really didn't know what to expect lag-wise, but there wasn't any, really.
Yeah, and I guess the closest, certainly with this kind of flying section, the closest thing I could compare it to was the Back to the Future ride at Universal Studios. I don't even know if they still have that ride, because probably the effects have dated really badly. They probably got rid of it back in 2002 or something.
Board Doc Brown's Wonder Car and enter a new dimension for the most awesome ride of our lives. Hold tight as our time-traveling thrills and excitement begin.
But yeah, that sensation of being on one of those kind of motion master rides where you've got a big screen and you're in a chair that moves, but you still feel like you're moving. Because when I started flying upwards, my stomach kind of dropped, and I felt so completely, and like looking down as well, you get that kind of tingling in your feet when you look down from a giant height.
It's that convincing. Like, it's really quite awesome.
Yeah, and a couple of niggles, a couple of quirks, I suppose. As I explained to you guys earlier, like, I've got a bit of a funky eye, and like, I wasn't wearing... I've got a weird eye. It's like, this eye doesn't work. And I wasn't wearing glasses, because you can't, well, as far as I know, you can't wear glasses with that headset on top. And so, yeah, I felt like things weren't quite aligning in the way that they should. I felt a little bit dizzy, but that might still just be the headset in general. it wasn't, you know, like for those kind of expecting, I don't know, something that looks different from a video game. It doesn't. I mean, that's not even a niggle, really. That's just the truth. It still looks like a video game. You can still see the pixels. It's just that you're more in it.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere you look. It's above you, it's below you, it's behind you.
It's like being swallowed by a video game.
It's being eaten by a video game.
Yeah.
I can see the future!
But yeah, let's talk about the second demo, because that's the demo that really impressed me. And this was just like a sort of a tech demo put together by one guy, one Korean guy, I think. For no particular reason other than just to give it a go. And it's what it is a theatre. And in this case, they were just showing a trailer for Man of Steel. You're just sitting in this theatre, it's all around you, and the whole place is being lit up by the glow of the screen. The brighter it gets, it was crazy. Like, and you turn around and you can see the projection, the projectionist booth, and it's flickering. It was crazy. Yeah,
and I think that was one of the most impressive things about it, is that you just felt like you were there. You just felt like you were totally there, and
yeah, because sitting in a theatre is the natural position that you take up in a theatre. So sitting down with the Oculus Rift on, there wasn't any kind of, discord between.
Yeah, and I think it was this theatre demo that really sort of got me thinking about what they can do outside of a more traditional video game experience. Because the dev that we were with started talking about, like, say, for example, we were watching a horror movie wearing this Oculus Rift headset, and the way that the developers could actually mess with you, like in a really tense moment, suddenly you could turn to your right and there Freddy Krueger would be sitting next to you.
Yeah. And then
you'd go insane because you were so immersed in the experience, you'd actually go crazy.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that about this. Like, I really like the possibilities. When you've got this kind of ridiculously immersive experience, the brain kind of bends, like, thinking about what you could do with it.
Yeah, I mean, particularly, like, I think there's a lot of discussion at the moment about, well, how are we going to marry that up with traditional controls and that sort of stuff? It's like, well, there's nothing particularly intuitive about using a stick to control your legs and your eyes when you play any first-person video game. It's just a matter of kind of readjusting to, it's like, well, now I can look wherever I want and I still say move with a stick. It's like that you'll get used to. I'm pretty sure you will.
Yeah.
But I think particularly games that, games that simulate activities that you would be seated for, like naturally, like racing games or say sort of flight games particularly, I think that is where we'll see some of the most kick-ass stuff.
Yeah, certainly at the beginning of its life cycle, like we are going to see some really exciting seated activities.
But the horror stuff that you were talking about before,
yeah,
that should be, particularly with the use of sound. If you hear something behind you, like remember the thing in Bioshock where something's behind you and you turn around?
Should be able to head downstairs and get to Elizabeth now.
Imagine you doing that, but you actually turn around.
But you're actually turning around.
And
and also, it's like just thinking beyond that, in terms of education and stuff like that. I mean, in terms of teaching kids about space, for example, you could actually take them into space. And,
into space.
Into space. I mean, what world do we live in? We live in the future.
Yeah.
And it did really feel like that, and that was what was so cool. Like, we did expect it to be a little bit naff. I mean, virtual reality is kind of, it had a really, like, dorky heyday, basically, and during the 90s, like, it really kind of...
That was really bad.
Yeah. And now, this is something that actually seems possible. And not only is possible, but it's really cool and really exciting.
Yeah. Basically, it's really hard to describe it, now. When you get a chance to check it out for yourself, because it's like, it's really different.
Is it the future of gaming, Luke?
It's a future of gaming. It's one of the several incoming futures of gaming.
But you heard it here first. It is one of several futures of gaming.
But
should
I
be
will
its tagline.
absolutely be buying one.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I will be too. And that's awesome because we had it on our heads for all of 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go.
There you go.
Check it out.
Check out one of these several futures of gaming in a few months when it comes out.
I can see the future!
Thanks everyone.